3, 2, 1. Well, hello, my friendly acquaintances. Welcome to Fire Your Boss. And you can find us at fireyourboss.win. My name is George Bruno. I'm the host of the show, accompanied by my 2 co-hosts. I'll just have them introduce themselves. Go ahead, Jonesy.
I am Jonesy, co-founder of Conversion Chemistry. I am the Entrepreneur, and I want you to win. And we're gonna let Frank behind the velvet ropes now, so he can join us. Take it away, Frank.
Thank you. Yes, sir. I am Frank Garon. I am the other partner and co-creator of Conversion Chemistry with my esteemed colleague here, Jonesy, and I'm here to help you win as well. So there, take that.
I love that.
Yes,
I love that whole idea of we want you to win. That is,
it's a weird concept.
Who wants anyone to win these days? Like, who's on your side? Everyone feels like they're up against the man by themselves. You don't have anyone on your side except the guys from fireyourboss.win and Conversion Chemistry. We definitely want you to win, where we just remind you of that every time that we're on the air. Our topic today is from hoping to action, because, wishing and hoping is not a strategy. How to take the first step in firing your boss, or going off on your own, or taking your side hustle and making a substantial income with it. Jonesy, what would you say? What is the first, like everybody talks about, I can't wait to leave this place, or I wish I could monkey branch into another situation and just tell this employer to shove it. And so there's this free-floating anxiety that people have all the time, hoping, wishing that something would happen. You buy a lottery ticket, you hope your number comes up. You speak of other people being lucky and getting all the breaks. And we here at fireyourboss.win, we think you got to make your own breaks. You got to create your own opportunities. Jonesy, how does somebody go from hoping to action? How do they take the first step? What's one of the first things they can do?
So I love that you talk about hope, hoping and wishing, and however that song goes.
That's it.
Yeah. Hope, what they say about hope, and they being the ethereal but what's said about hope is that it's something that can never be taken away from you, even when you're in your darkest, lowest point. And that's true. However, hope doesn't create a pathway to an outcome. It's a concept that you can hold on to for a brighter tomorrow or a better outcome, but it doesn't create that path. What it does is it keeps you, motivated and optimistic in a way. But the first thing to do is, even if you're not going to quit your job tomorrow, change your language from "I wish" to "I will." Simple as that. That's a simple mindset shift right there. Just start acting the part instead of "I wish, I will."
That's almost like the Yoda. It's the Yoda thing, right?
Do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Stop trying.
Right. And there's this book, I hold it up every episode too. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter, PhD, right? There's one book. I wake up in the morning every day and I say, "Good morning, Frank. I love you. You're a good guy. Money comes to you abundantly. Money comes to you quickly, easily, and in amounts that you can help other people as well." And literally,
he's reading that off the Valentine's card I gave him.
There you go. Well, I am lover boy after all, right? It only makes sense. Yeah, but I don't want to steal your thunder, Jones. You go right ahead. Take another shot at me, you little rascal.
I've got plenty. Don't worry about it. So really, Frank, you're talking about positive self-talk, and that really is an actionable first step, even if you haven't planned anything yet. You want to. You want to quit your job. You want to, put some efficacy back into your workflow, have some leverage, do things for yourself. Start with that simple mindset shift, positive affirmations, and I will statements, concrete statements instead of the abstract. Start there. Absolutely start there.
100% there.
Yeah.
Amen.
I mean, it's powerful psychology at a fundamental level is what I found and just read from various sources. I mean, you can even talk about like CBT, cognitive behavioral stuff. That's, like Aaron Beck and Judith Beck type psychology for self-improvement. But really make that a first action step right there.
There's something about the power of positive thinking. Some people say, "Oh, that's a bunch of baloney," and I'm like, "Well, what do you propose in place of that?"
Yeah, what's
Like,
plan B, right, George?
yeah, what the power of negative thinking, the power of no thinking, of not
Yeah.
thinking at all. I mean, I want to think positive. I want to be optimistic. I want to look for the bright side in people. I want to look for something positive in every situation. So, I heard someone talk about, well, there was, those demotivational posters.
Mhm.
They make me laugh. There's one that says destiny. Uh, we were meant, you were meant for me, perhaps as punishment,
That's great.
which is pretty funny. But maybe I had said about 10 years ago, maybe the purpose, the reason for your current employment is to show you that you need to be self-employed, that you need to do something. Maybe, maybe having such a dreaded lifestyle and going to a job that you don't like, maybe that was good. Maybe that will get you off your butt rather than just continue to take the punches.
That's
And
funny. That actually, so you're talking about a temperature set point in a frame of reference. So, like, you
yes,
could be just
yes.
doing okay, being self-employed, satisfaction wise, but compared to the misery of working for somebody else, it looks like a greener grass for sure.
Exactly. So my thoughts are taking the first step is literally giving yourself hope if you don't have hope. The hoping and wishing, I mean, it has to exist. You have to have hope. Like, don't give up hope and this kind of thing. Uh, I know there's a scripture somewhere that says hope deferred makes the heart grow sick. So you have to have hope. Without hope, you just kind of give up. But hope has to be paired, has to go hand in hand with action. Taking the first step. That's the title of this particular episode. When people do, typically when people do something like the Niche Navigator that you created, do you think that gives people ideas? Do you think AI is at a point where, because it's powered by AI, is AI advanced enough to give people hope and make them think outside the box?
It
Do you
it
think?
it gave me a pathway to streamline making money. And I can tell you that because what it did was eliminated a lot of the redundant tasks that come with brainstorming and idea generation, uh, creating a spark. I'm very good at carrying out a plan when there's already a framework established, and creating the framework to me just seems like very dull work. And that's kind of what one of our other tenets is of fire your boss is do what you want to do and try to outsource or eliminate what you don't want to do. Very basic, but it's true. I'm not as productive when I'm doing tasks I don't want to do. So we're talking AI, specifically Chat GPT. It allows me to basically create a shortcut to idea generation and give me perspectives that I would not have thought of without intense amount of hours of research or focus groups or having multiple conversations with different people. All of those things you still want to do in the scope of entrepreneurship and marketing. I'm talking about a speed run here for idea generation, and it's here, it's now, and that's what powers our Niche Navigator. Which, if you go to conversionchemistry.com or fireyourboss.win, you will see on the front page a link to that Niche Navigator. Which what it does is asks you 12 questions. It looks like a Chat GPT interface with different colors. Asks you 12 questions. Based on your current likes, dislikes, values, your current skill set, and what you may want to do. And from there, it generates possibility of niches for you to get into, again, at a high level. All right. It doesn't write you a business plan. That's kind of phase two. And then from there, when you prompt it one more time, it'll say, okay, well, niche down 3 times within each of these 3 niches.
Mm.
So, that's talking about psychographics and stuff, a particular audience. It's creating your rudimentary audience. So it takes everything from age, gender, physical location to life status, life goals, affinity likes and dislikes. I want to target 45-year-old males who like to garden and also like cars, but they don't have beards. I don't know. Like you can, it gets
Yeah.
pretty pretty intense, just depending on what positive and negative keywords you put in there. And you can write to it in all natural language, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I asked yesterday, I was asking ChatGPT about the top 3 most profitable newsletter topics. And man, it spit out some real gold, and in a way that no mastermind group can. So I think like being part of a mastermind and the wise use of AI, I think we can make ourselves unstoppable. I
take, and I still have a task list I haven't completed, and that's on me. And we'll get to accountability and completing tasks. I always take insights from the masterminds, everything from my client meetings I have, from the marketing agency, from my own team, and just do a brain dump and input that into the AI as part of the conversation and knowledge base, because it will, again, give you that different perspective that you can't think of. So now you're automating, streamlining the intelligence generation with the real world experience and personality. Unbelievable. And yeah. from Ken MacArthur's one-day impact event back in April of 2024, I have 20 pages of notes that I want to put into one of my GPTs as a brain dump, and I haven't done it yet. So that's on me, people. I'm going to have that done by, this will air in a couple of weeks. Can we set December 1st of 2024 as my deadline for that?
Of course.
No,
of course.
November 15th.
November 15th. Settle down.
I'm just saying.
Hold on, Frank.
You can have it done by then.
Hey, Frank, how's my sales letter coming?
I'll have that done for you by December 1st. Smart. Actually, there's time booked next week. I took our meeting yesterday too hard. So, yes.
So
yes,
I don't want to hijack George's hosting reins of this, but step number 2 is accountability. Take it away, gentlemen.
Well, I never got asked what step 1 was, and I'm really not feeling the love today. I feel some love. For me.
You are loved, Frank. You are loved.
Thank you. I'm feeling it very quickly. You know what it is? It's the power of making a non-negotiable decision. No bullshitting around. No saying I'm going to try it. I will. Maybe we'll see how it works. Blah, blah, blah. That never works in anything. You got to do what the Vikings did when they came to a new country. You burn your boat and you ain't going home. This is the hill you die on.
And listen to Led Zeppelin while doing it.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Or Deep Purple for that matter. But that's the point. Non-negotiable. This isn't one of those things where I'll try it. I'll see what happens. I'll give it 6 months. Booski, no good, no bueno. That's what I have to say about step 1.
That's the second time this week that I heard about burning the boats. Literally, don't creating an escape hatch for yourself, to be all in. And someone said to me this week, who just is not aware of AI, they go, "What does AI stand for?" And I said, "Being all in." And they took me seriously. I go, "No, I'm only kidding. It's artificial intelligence." But if you think about it, AI, it's all in. It creeps all of the web, gathers intelligence, and it gives solutions. Like, be like AI and don't give up. Burn the ships. Just keep going. Like, you can keep asking AI, go a little bit, like you said, Jonesy, go down 3 niches, even, on each. And AI, I found AI is very accommodating. ChatGPT is very accommodating. If you say, "Can you please make that more detailed for me?" And bam, within seconds, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So it is a language learning model. So it's based off human language and interactions. Therefore, being polite to it has been shown to give better quality results, not just nicer results, but better quality results. And to that end, sometimes it will tell you, "Oh, I'm sorry, as a large language model, I am unable to accommodate that task." And if you change your phrasing of the prompt and ask it maybe a little nicer, you'll still get it done.
Yeah. If you don't like the results, you just ask the question differently.
In reverse, yeah.
And Jonesy, I have clients. I will say one in particular who was just so fearful and adamant that, like, using AI, I don't know what it, like, he's sacrificing his firstborn to the devil or something like that. It's like, dude, all it is a bigger internet, basically. It's a bigger, smarter internet. It's the internet 2.0, 3.0, or whatever. That's the way I look at it. It's programmed by humans. The input and the output are by humans. There's no computer sitting there going, oh, I know what I'm going to tell this dude. Let me type back. That's not what it is yet, but we'll talk about that another time. Because I saw Terminator.
Well,
the whole series.
if I took this topic and literally entered it into Chat GPT, give me 10 bullet points on the topic of from hoping to action, taking the first step in starting your own business or expanding your side hustle. Within 30 seconds, it's going to come up with 10 bullet points that you could actually follow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they even say at the bottom, Chat GPT can make mistakes. Check important info. So you always want to check your facts, but there's other things you can use. Perplexity, Claude, which I don't use because Jonesy doesn't use it unless you didn't give me that update. But I love my customized Chat GPT that Jonesy so kindly and caringly created for me. Not only do I have a FrankBot version of Chat GPT, but it's FrankBot 2.0. And I love it. It punches stuff in. I punch it in and I say, please write this in the style of Frank Garon. It's got access to my entire body of work. Again, thanks to Jonesy. Stuff comes out. I'm like, damn, that sounds exactly like what I would say. And you got to sprinkle some human dust over it, 5-10% here and there. But the time saving and tying this back to our subject, guys, our topic, there's no better time to get started because this is the first generation and the first wave of people that have access to this kind of intellectual property to make use of. And it's amazing. I mean, for real estate, I can do comps. I can say, I have a prompt that says, give me this, give me that, give me the other thing, give it to me in this detail. 5-10 minutes later, a couple extra questions. I got a report that might have taken me half a day's worth of research. And it's probably even better because there's no emotion to it, So there is no better time to get started now. That's one main reason why I say burn the boats, not while you're in them. Once you land on shore, guys, there's that little stipend there. All right. I don't want to hear anybody burning themselves out of a boat while they're sailing. It's just dumb.
Instructions were unclear. In middle of ocean with burning boat. Please help.
Yes. Hit the shore like the Marines. Get up that beachhead, jump out, and start shooting.
Should put a flag up too. Definitely put a flag up.
Absolutely, Iwo Jima, baby.
And since everything relates to everything, Frank, I love how you brought real estate into it because that's one of the axioms I learned in the past couple of years is the best time to get into real estate was 20 years ago. The second best time is right freaking now.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. I'm just on a side note, the real estate stuff. I've got 7 deals right now that we're either buying properties or we bought them and we're selling them, or we're about to buy them. We're waiting on like a survey or a perk test. I'm busier than ever. And this is a month before the election. There's work here. There's money here. There always is. We made it through COVID. I made it through the 2008 depression. Didn't notice anything at that time. Just kept working, kept moving, So today is the best time to get started. You should have fired your boss 20 years ago, but now that you know better, do it today within reason.
Yeah. I've heard it said that money loves speed. I will also add to that freedom loves speed as well. The sooner you act and the quicker you act, the freer you will be and the more money you will make.
That's true. My buddy Joe Vitale has a course, Money Loves Speed, and it's specifically all about that. So yeah, you sit here thinking about stuff. I was on a mastermind call yesterday, and I love everybody on that call. And one guy's like, I always feel like I have to get everything ready. I have to know what's coming next. And I'm like, dude, I was full-time for 8 months before I knew what I was talking about, and I was still making money. Like when I was proficient, you know what I mean? Like what I would consider somebody that had their sea legs and it could handle pretty much anything. And I'm still learning today. This AI, I didn't know anything about it a year ago. I thought it was like, another thing like Bitcoin. Let somebody else. I'm on my road. Let me stay in my lane. But man, this AI stuff, you're going to be using it regardless, whether you like it or not.
It's more than a glorified Google.
Oh yeah, Yeah, it's like the power of the entire internet, but faster, quicker, and in a more organized way. I think the thing about it is it's the way the information is presented so that it's easier to digest as like a normal human being, I guess you would say.
Mm.
And it sorts your thinking out and it gives you structure, you know. That's the other thing I like about it. And that kind of covers like I think Jonesy was saying, step 2, you know. You have to find your why. Why do you want to fire your boss? Why do you want to quit your job? And once you find that why, man, let that baby burn, you know.
Yeah.
You go. You're gonna hit bumps, you're gonna have rough days, you're gonna have
Yeah.
mornings, you know, but my boss, and one of you guys said it before too, my last thought here real quick. My last boss, and God rest his soul, he died of a heart attack, you know, probably 20 years after I left. If he were alive today, I'd kiss him because you know what? The guy drove me to start my own business. I was either going to kill him, kill me, or kill the both of us, figuratively, if not literally. I couldn't take it anymore. Loved driving a truck, loved my customers, hated my boss. But I'd shake his hand today and I'd say, Big Daddy, you're the man that's put so many thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of opportunity into my pocket here. I can't thank you enough. And you know, looking back, and we're going to talk about bosses in the next episode. It might even be that he was scared or he had to protect himself, or you know, he grew up with the company and don't rock the boat and it's now, I don't know, but you know, turn that anger into something that's going to help you get started.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I call it constructive discontent. There's people who have destructive discontent where they're not happy and they just make life miserable for everybody, including
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
Constructive discontent is, you know what? I'm not comfortable. I don't like where I'm heading, and I'm going to do something about it. So, like circling back to what we said in the very beginning, perhaps the reason why you are not happy at your job, perhaps the reason for your job, period, is to show you that you need to be on your own, or that you can make your first dollar and tape it to the wall and say, look, that's the first dollar.
That's like channeling your anger into construction, into something positive, redirecting it.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I mean, I got tired of nonsense. I went and got my CDLs, so I got a better. Every time I didn't like something, I changed. I didn't like my first job as a stock boy in a department store when I was 17. I started driving a delivery van. That wasn't paying enough. I started driving like a Budweiser or a Coca-Cola truck delivering spring water. That didn't pay enough. We were having my first daughter. I need more money. Went back to school at night, got my tractor trailer license. That held me for a while. But then I was like, again, I'm gonna have an ulcer over this guy, and it's not worth it. There's got to be something out there, and that's what I did. I mean, a lot of our viewers are in America, right? Supposedly the richest country in the world, land of opportunity. You see all these immigrants coming here. 10 years later, they own every other 7-Eleven in town, and they can do it. We should be able to do it too. And I don't mean that in any xenophobic or negative way. I'm like, God bless the immigrants that come here and work, man. They impress the hell out of me because they're the ones that years ago, the coal mines up in Pennsylvania, all the Irish and Welsh and this and that, steel mills in Pittsburgh, everybody was from Europe, someplace in Europe, you know? And if they can do it, that back-breaking, bloody, horrible, dirty work and dying in your 50s or 60s, we're sitting here in an air-conditioned room now with a computer that gets me information at the speed of light. I've got air conditioning or heat, depending on what day it is, all the food I want, all the drink I want. Hell, man, if you can't make it in this world, in this economy, in this day and age, you're simply not trying. And I don't mean that as an insult, but that's the truth. You're simply not trying.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll never forget the title of a Grant Cardone video back in 2015, and it was called Hustle Like an Immigrant. Like it's do or die. It's a burn the boats. I literally came to this country with a suitcase, with a damn backpack and nothing else, and I got to make something happen. And a lot of fortunes were made, like we talked about in our last session, where so many of the fortunes that have been made in the past 75 or 80 years since World War II were made because people brought nothing to the table but risk. They weren't highly capitalized. There were, I grew up never hearing the word angel investor ever. I never heard that before. There was nothing like that.
No
There was a
such
lot of,
thing.
there was no such thing. Now, risk is probably, I would say, a combination. All right, and we'll end with this, but I'll say risk, hard deadlines, and accountability are what are the three things that people need to be able to fire their boss. Jonesy, give me 2 or 3 qualities or 2 or 3 bullet points that a person needs to be able to go from hoping to action and taking the first step.
All right, so I already covered the mindset change of I wish to I will. I do want to touch on accountability, which could be as simple as creating your own personal board of directors about this new project. That's when it ceases becoming an idea. Now you set a timeline, and now you have your personal board of directors. This doesn't have to be an actual legal body. This could be, some people in your networking group, some friends, some family, those who are going to support this decision. All right. You're going to have some friends and family members that say, oh, you're crazy. Don't do this. Forget them. Keep them in your life as your friends and family, but eliminate them now from this project. This is, I'm not alone in this type of thinking. This is like my mentors say this, people who I don't even necessarily agree with in business coaching and consulting. This is like one shared belief that all of us have, is that people will tell you you're crazy. But it takes a certain amount of unorthodox thinking to make this step. So you are now that. Own it. Congratulations. So your personal board of directors, you're gonna ask them to invest $1 into your company, and that you'll give them a return on investment. And they're gonna hold you accountable to these timelines that you've created, to these hard dates, to your freedom date, to whatever the next step is. And hey, I'm going to promote conversion chemistry right here, because that is all in module 1 of the Fire Your Boss Blueprint, which when you click below, you'll see a lovely discount code, Bruno, which will give you a massive amount of money off. I think the percentage off just keeps increasing, because all we want to do is just get it into a bunch of people's hands.
Yeah, I like that. It just reminded me of that whole Noah Kagan thing where he said, start developing your asking muscles. Ask people for $1 investment, $5, 10, which is like, you think, well, it's not the money amount that's keeping people from doing that. It's the actual asking, developing the guts and the mindset. And this guy would go, I remember him doing videos, going on the streets and just asking strangers on the sidewalk, would you be willing to invest $1 in my business? And some people like Venmo'd him the money right then and there, that kind of thing. But I'll
tell you what, it's you take the small victory perspective into that, it does make it easier. And also, you're going to take it more seriously. It's not borrowing $1; it's an investment, and you're going to be a fiduciary and give them a return on it, and account how that happens. Then before you know it, when I bought my first rental property, I used the use other people's money formula, and I got family members to invest. Family members, cool. Like, hey, stroke me a check for 10 G's right now, and here's what you're going to get in 5 years. All right, and it worked.
Nice. Mr. Frank Garon, give us a last word. Give us a couple bullet points or some little pieces of wisdom to how to get started.
Well, it's as if Jonesy bored into my brain and stole my greatest suggestion. I'm not sure how that happened, but I have to keep my eye on him, because I've been teaching people for years. You want to treat it like a business. You want to make it run like a business, then you treat it like a business. You get a board of directors, friends, family, neighbors. You say, hey, I'm starting a business. Don't worry what it's about. I need $10. A year from today, I'm going to give you $20 back. You know me, you like me, you trust me. Great. Give me the $10. I'm going to double your money in a year. And is it okay if once a quarter I report into you and tell you how the business is going? That separates the kids from the adults right there, if you're willing to do that. And it's not the money, it's the accountability and the asking, everything that you guys said. So that's number 1. Number 2 is pick one business model and run with it. Now, you're talking to a guy that's got a internet business with the both of you. I've got an internet business with Jonesy. I've got the real estate stuff and all, but I didn't do that all at once. That's how I went broke in the beginning. It's great I made all this money after that, but in the beginning, I tried. I said, oh, if this business opportunity is going to give me $300 a month, let me pick this other one up. That'll give me $500. I can do all. Doesn't work like that, babe. You can't drive 2 cars at once. You can't fly 2 planes at once. You got to pick one. You know, people watch too many. And then what happens is you try to do too much. You read too many books, too many videos. Before you know it, you're paralyzed with options and you don't know what to do. And the last thing I'll say is you don't need a master plan or a super formal business plan. Just start the darn thing. You don't need a 30-page business plan because, first of all, I guarantee you're going to pivot or change things anyway. So what's the point of that? You do that once you get something going and you're like, "Ooh, this is getting serious. I need to write a business plan about this." So those are my points. I rest my case.
And Frank, where can somebody find a template of a business plan?
Well, they can find it at fireyyourboss.win or conversionchemistry.com. And using the discount code Bruno, which I find fascinating that you guys somehow remember my neighbor Harriet's wine mariner's first name from Irvington, New Jersey back in 1971. I don't know how you did that one either, but discount code Bruno, Bruno D. Wine Mariner.
I like it. I like it. Thank you guys for this incredible episode. And I would ask the audience, go back and look at former episodes. We are, what is this? This is 27. No, this is 28. This is episode 28, I believe. I can't believe we've done 28 episodes. It's almost like it's an online marketing academy, to steal someone else's words.
And if you need to catch up, actually, one of the last newsletters I wrote, and if you subscribe at conversionchemistry.com, you'll get these delivered right to your inbox. I always listen to podcasts at 1.5 or 2x because I gotta keep up on everything.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. All right, thank you, gentlemen. We'll see you again next time, and our audience of friendly acquaintances, we'll see you again next time on Fire Your Boss.